Hey guys, so today I'm working on my mom's bed here. I set up this rail, it's one of those Pragmatic Adjustable Beds, and so I built this rail out of 1/2 inch pipe, but the remote just wants to kind of just fall. So what I want to do is to take and make a clip to put on this side of it, and then on this side just kind of hold it. So I'm going to figure out something right now. So I picked up these calipers over at Harbor Freight Tools, and I just want to get a measurement. 21.6, 21.7. So let's go ahead and go 21.6. So I'm going to go into Tinkercad and see if I can fix up something to make this work. Okay, so we are inside of Tinkercad. So I'm going to grab a cylinder. I'm going to take it and move it over here to the build plate. First thing off the bat is we want to take and change the dimensions of this. So I'm going to go to a ruler, if I can find it. There we go. Just take the ruler, drop it anywhere on the build plate. That allows you to go in to change the dimensions. And what we're going to do, since that inside measurement was 21.6, we're going to want to give that about a 5 millimeter thickness on the outside shell. So let's go ahead and make that 20. Let's go ahead and go 26. We're going to make this 26. As far as height goes, we don't need it to be 20 millimeters. We only need it to be maybe, let's take it to 10 millimeters. Okay, so this is going to give us a disc. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab another cylinder. I'm going to bring it over. This cylinder is going to be 21.6, 21.6. Now, I don't really care about the height on this one, because what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to bring it over here. I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss this for the moment. I'm going to highlight the two, I'm going to adjust, align, I'm going to center it. I'm going to go ahead and center it this way too. And now I'm going to select the inside cylinder. That cylinder is going to be turned into a hole. And now I can take and group it. Now I've got a ring. Okay, so now in order to make it where I can clip it over the frame, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another cylinder, I'm going to drag it over. This one's already got the dimensions of 20 by 20. We're going to keep that the same because we want to just make an opening in this circle that, let's see, let's go ahead and align it here. I think that'll work. The whole reason for this circle here is to create an opening in the side of that clip. And I want to make sure that this portion here is wider than this part. That way it'll clip over. I think that should work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn that into a hole. And then I'm going to take and select that and group it. As you can see, I got an opening here, but it's wider between there than it is between there. And that's what I want. Okay. So that's just going to be a simple little C-clip that'll clip over that and hopefully hold it in place. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to edit and duplicate since I'm going to be doing 2 of them. I could do this in the slicer as well, but since I'm doing it for this, I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it, drag it to the side, and then now I can just take this, adjust, align, and I just want them aligned that way. Good enough. Next thing I want to do is I want to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and group these. Excuse me. I want to go ahead and drop it down to the build plate. As soon as that number hits 0, we know that we're on the build plate. Okay, so now I'm going to take and download this. And in fact, let's just go ahead and do that now. Download for 3D printing. STL. I like that name. We're going to change that. In fact, let me go ahead and show you how to change it right here. We're going to go to Edit. Nope, take it back. Design. Go down to Properties. And from Properties, you can change the name of it. And we're just going to call it half. I can't use numbers because if you use numbers, it freaks out the printer. Half-inch pipe clip. Come on. I'm maxing out the processor on this thing pretty bad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save the changes on that. And now we're going to go ahead and download it one more time. Okay, so we've got the name changed now. We're good to go, so we're going to go ahead and re-download this. Download for 3D printing. STL. Downloaded. So now we can just go ahead and click the X there. Now I'll go ahead and I'll put this up on Thingiverse. Nobody will probably ever want it, but just in case somebody does, let's go here to upload to Thingiverse, and then it actually sends it to my Thingiverse account. And if I want to, I can see it there, but if you guys are interested in it, I'll put the link to that in the video description. Okay, so now that that's downloaded, what I want to do now is I want to go and just go ahead and repair it in NetFab. So I always just do a search for NetFab, and it always pops up this one. This is the one I always use, netfab.azurewebsites.net. Okay, now that we're inside of this portion of it, it's through Microsoft, so always go over here and sign in. And since I have it already preset, it doesn't keep asking me my username and password. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload this model. We're going to go up here and select the file. And what it's going to do is it's going to upload it to their cloud. It's going to repair it. And once it's done repairing it, it'll light up over here so I can download it. And now when we download it, it's going to show up down here as fixed. I'm sure that's going to be right there. Yeah, where it says repaired right there. Okay, so now that that's done, we can go out of that. And what I use is Cura. Okay, so now we're inside of Cura. I'm not going to need any supports. I'm going to go use the print temperature at 200. Fill density, I have it at 20%. That's going to be perfectly fine. All the rest of this looks good. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is load the model in. Okay, so NetFab has decided to be a jerk with me today, and it changed the name of the file name. That way Cura doesn't recognize it. So what we're going to do is we're going to load the model into this 3D builder, which is part of Windows 10. And all we're going to do is we're going to change the file type. So we're going to load the model. We're going to go to Downloads. Okay, so see where it says half-inch pipe clip repaired? It's not an STL file. It is, I'm trying to find the information on it. Let's go Properties. It downloaded as a .3mf file. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open that up over here in 3D Builder. And there's our clips. So now we're going to take this and we are going to save as. And then we're going to go over where it says down here 3MF format. We're going to change that to STL and save it. That's all there is to it. Now we can go out of that. Now I can go over here to Cura, and there it is. So we're just going to open that. Okay, so now we have our model here on the build plate. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have a way of setting my offset for bringing the extruder over to the right just a hair, what I do is I grab hold of them and I just move them over approximately 1 square on the build plate, and that usually centers it up on the build plate. Okay, so we have our model moved over a little bit. Shows it's going to take 19 minutes to print it. I'm going to use 1.10 meters of plastic. It's going to cost me 8 cents to print these things. So I'm going to go ahead and get the printer set up, do a quick little time lapse, and I'll see you at the end of the time lapse. Okay, so 20 minutes is what it took. Cura said 19, it took 20. And coming right off the build plate. Take it in there real quick and see if they fit. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this out and see if they work. There's the first one. I think I'll take it up here a little bit further like that. Probably gonna have to do something a little bit different, but for now this will keep it from shifting on her. Yeah, that's keeping it pretty much in place. I just clip right on the pipe. That'll work for now. What I'll eventually do is I'll probably make some more kind of a cradle. Kind of use the same brackets, but I'll just make a cradle that'll hold it better. But for now, that's going to hold it. Let's kind of turn this one around. It's actually working better down here on this back side of it. It's pinching better. That'll work. Perfect. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I sure appreciate it. Have a great day and take care. Bye.